Hello everyone and welcome back. This is Drudge and I am doing a video on Invention. Now the reason why this skill is last, and I'm not going to do a big guide into this one, this is more to show new players what they're working for to unlock this skill. Now since I'm showing the basics of it, keep in mind there is a lot to this skill. However, when you first get started, you'll come into this area, which is actually should show you the entrance. Remember that little city called Falador? Well, this is exactly northeast of it. I'm sure you by now you have actually seen it. As you can see, right over there is that lodestone. All you want to do is you want to travel up the road to the northeast. You'll see the Invention Guild door. You'll go in. You'll talk to a dwarf. He'll give you a step-by-step guide in how to do this. Now what you do from there is you want to discover stuff. And as you level up, as you disassemble, as you do things, you gain inspiration. Inspiration is how you unlock new skills. Now your best bet, even though it takes a little bit of time, is to mix and match everything until you get an excellent match, an excellent blueprint. This will consume the least amount of inspiration. That is going to be your goal. Next, you have your invention items. Now you have augmented items, which very high level gear, so odds are you won't have to worry about it too much. But just keep in mind, this is there for when you are ready. But for you, for now, to start out, most importantly, is just going to be your regular invention items. To really get started, you have to make certain things that will take you through the guide. But what invention is that I'll show you on this. This is the wand I have. Okay, now I know there's better wands out there. I get it. I'm a noob. For high levels, I'm a noob. I get it. No worries. I don't care. But those divine charges you make, the biggest reason behind the divination is so you can make these charges. Because as you can see, my charge drain rate for this item over here is 2.78. Now for equipped items I have 0 because I don't have anything equipped that's going to drain it. But time left not available because, well, there's nothing equipped. But if I were to equip this and equip this and go back into that, I clicked on my Erahim's Book of Magic, but as you can see, there's only 2 hours left of charge for these 2 items. Now that seems completely unreal, but that's just the way it is. The wand, you can see, does the majority of the draining, and as you level it up, currently the highest level you can level something up to is 10, but as you can see, the more you level it up, the more benefits you get from it. But this actually shows its XP, which you get from fighting or skilling, depending on the item. But the biggest thing is the making of perks. Now by perks, let's see if I have any of the, gotta enter in my pin here, my authenticator pin, so keep in mind that is not going to help you get into this profile. Okay, I do have a tool gizmo actually available, so I'm going to pull that out. Now by clicking on add materials, it brings up all the materials I currently possess or have possessed. No, all the materials I possess. So as you can see, there's quite a bit. Now see, like, since it's a tool gizmo, this one, the nightly components, have currently no benefit. Like the harness, currently no benefit. Now keep in mind, there is actually more coming to the skill. Batch 2 has not yet been released. But as you can see, I added some of those, and now look. I add some of these, and there's even more stuff. But over here, these are the possible perks within this setup. Now I don't have enough for that, so we'll just go like this. Hallucinogenic, while fun, is not really beneficial. Okay. So, I don't want that one either. I wouldn't want Butterfingers. I don't want Committed. I don't want Cautious. Oh, what the heck, we'll just go with it, because Cautious is actually a negative perk. But since it's a tool one, you're not really going to be auto-retaliating anyway. That's what you want to do. You want to put in different components that you get from disassembly, which I'll show you here in a second. And it'll show you their possible perk outcomes. Now, if you are content with this list, all you have to do is hit create. But what the possible perks for this setup right here is Honed 1 through 5, Furnace 1 through 2, and Cautious. Honed can give me a 2% per rank higher chance of successfully gathering items. Furnace has a 5% chance rank of consuming a gathered resource for an extra 100% XP. So let's say I have it on a fishing rod and I catch a lobster, which I believe is 90 XP. It has a 5% chance of consuming that item to give me another 100%. Now if it's level 2 rank, or if it's a rank 2, it'll have a 10% chance. Just like up here, at rank 1 it's 1%, but at rank 5 it is 10% chance. So I'm going to go ahead and make this one. Let's see, I got Honed 2, so this has a 4% chance higher rate of success when gathering items, and it has a 5% chance of consuming them. And it tells me what I used and how much Invention XP I gained from this. So as you can see, I can do that. Now, if I want to, if I don't really like this one, I can just take it, left click and hold, drag it down to the light bulb, and disassemble it back into more parts, which didn't really give me anything worthwhile. Now, here it might look a little weird at what I'm doing, but I'll explain that in a little bit. First, I want to explain disassembly and, well, yeah, disassembly. Okay, here's some energy. I'm going to disassemble these Ascension grips because right now they degrade the dust and I don't really care for them. Okay, so eventually you'll see, well, right when you start a skill, you'll see an analyze. There we go. So as you can see, it requires 80 smithing, 80 crafting, 80 divination to use this. As it is, it requires 80 smithing, 80 divination, 80 crafting just to unlock the skill that so you can use it. Alright, let's say you have this unlocked, so you can actually start using this skill. You'll click on that to analyze Ascension grips, and this gives you a list of all the potential parts it can give you, all the potential components. And it also gives you the junk chance too, which I have a 0% chance of junk from disassembling these. Chances for materials, 4. This excludes the special. So that means I can get 4 of these and the special. Can get the special. Doesn't mean I will get the special. But if I am satisfied with that, if I am happy with it, all I have to do is say, okay, my guy will not disassemble it yet, but that is what I can get. I can do this, just drag it to this light bulb, drop it on, it'll warn me saying it's a high value item. Are you sure? Because you cannot get it back after you disassemble it. Keep that in mind. If it's high value, be careful. But I'm sure, so I'm going to disassemble it. I got 5 ascended components. I have no idea what those ascended components can do, but I like the fact that I got 5. Alright, now, if I want to go over here, let's make a weapon gizmo shell. This is how you make gizmos for your shell. Well, gizmos for your shell. Gizmos for your weapon. As you can see, I have stuff down here. Now, I can't use the ascended parts because I don't have it unlocked yet. But as you can see, there is quite a bit here, which in time that'll be very good. As you can see, there's certain things that still, there's no point of even having it. But that's all it is. Now, in order to, like, let's say I do want this on a weapon. Let's say I have it made. First, I need to make an augmenter, which I don't have enough base parts currently. I'm too short to make an augmenter. But once I have an augmenter, if let's say I have an item over here that can be augmented, I don't think I have any augmentable items currently that are not already augmented. Oh, here's one, Ceridome Sword. Let's say I wanted to augment that. All I'd have to do is take this. I don't have an augmenter made, so bear with me. All I'd have to do is take that augmenter, use it on the Ceridome Sword. It'll then become an augmented Ceridome Sword. I then use the gizmo that has been filled with perks and use it on it, and then it becomes to have those perks. One-handed weapons are allowed 1 gizmo shell. Two-handed weapons are allowed 2 gizmo shells. Now it might seem a little bit unfair, but keep in mind your one-handed weapon, you can also use a dual weapon or a shield, which can also have 1 gizmo on it. So yeah, it's very worth it. Okay, now this is the talent tree part of this. Now, what it is you have certain tasks you can do per day. As you can see before, it says every 12 hours you can do this more and more. But all you have to do is just go in and turn in the stuff. And you get points towards that. Now it's just like, okay, well, why is this kind of important? Well, you can create some very unique items this way. Like the mind-controlled monkey butler. You know, there's a lot of useful things. And please keep in mind when you go to do this skill, it has only released batch 1. Batch 2 is coming later this year. So there's actually a lot more to this skill coming than is currently available. So that is your basic introduction to this skill. Now, like I said, reason why this is such a huge deal for people is because unlike before, now you can add effects to weapons and armor. And see, like this one, this is one of my favorites, is crackling. And what it is, it periodically zaps your combat target for 50% per rank of your weapon's damage, or 10% per rank in PvP. So it's crackling too. That means it gives me 100% weapon damage. Now, if you're familiar with this, weapon damage for magic is figured by not the weapon itself, but it is figured by your spell. So a little bit more complex when it comes to the magic, but you can see the benefit to occasionally doing extra damage. This will actually increase my minimum damage by 1.5%. So as you can see, there is benefits to it. There is negative perks, so too. I won't actually make it, but I'll show you some of the negative ones here, like inaccurate. Reduces your accuracy. You don't want that. You want to avoid stuff like that. Again, here's mediocrity. Reduces your maximum hit by 3% per rank. That's actually a large one. So as you can see, there is different things you can do. But you also got to keep in mind, if you are doing weapons perks versus armor perks and tool perks, different components have different effects on different things. Like there are certain components that are meant for armor. There are certain components that are meant for weapons. So keep that in mind as you're doing it. But I hope this draws your attention into what Invention presents and what it can potentially do. There is actually a lot to it, and I'll show you a little bit more with these tech trees here. See, like, I can now do this because I had enough currency. Yeah, see, there's your mechanized. There's your mind-controlled monkey butler, a bank stander. Oh, I can't wait until I can make those. You got your dungeoneering party simulator, electrified box traps. Yeah, you have a lot of good items in here. Why I can't buy these, I have no idea. Maybe I have to go over here and discover it. And that is exactly what it is. I'll actually show you the discovery part of this. This part, not too much of a big deal. You gotta try to build a prototype. If it fails, it fails. Big deal. It was a success. Now this is the part that matters. See, optimization, it's satisfactory, but it's not quite where we want it. That one's very poor, so you don't want that there. This one is good, so you want that there. I don't want to put that back where that was. So that has no influence. That's getting better yet. Means I probably got to switch these two. No? That looks like that belongs there. See, now it's up to excellent. You see here how the inspiration required vastly changes. So like right there I need 1,215 inspiration. But if I go for a perfect optimization, it only takes 675. So what it quotes up here in this corner. If I invent it, it gives me the breakdown. That's how much it'll cost me configuration. That's how much inspiration I have. I can say yes. Tells me how much XP I gained, and now I can use that item. Well, I can use that component in making a new tech. But as you can see, this is still just the basic guideline. It will be growing in time. Now I want to see if I can't show you the dwarven one. I might not be. Oh, I can show you the dwarven one. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, this one will actually go down in time too. So there is a lot of benefits to this system. Huh. Okay, so as you can see, there is a lot of good ways to do about this. There's a lot of stuff I'm still learning too. So if you like this video, please leave a like down below, and if this got you interested in the skill, that is awesome, because this skill is actually very good. Still growing, still developing a little bit, still tweaking things here and there, but it is definitely on the right track and definitely on the right way to go. So if you like this video, please leave a like down below, and until next time, later guys.